Welcome back to the channel Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today we are exploring the top 5 Queen Elizabeth II 50-cent coins from Australia that collectors often search for because they can be worth big money. These coins feature the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II and include both regular circulation coins and special commemorative issues. Some rare dates and unique designs make certain 50-cent coins highly valuable and very popular among collectors. While millions of these coins were produced, only a smaller number remain today in very high-grade condition with bright surfaces, strong design details, and beautiful mint luster. In this video we will explore their history, their design, and the reasons why collectors value these coins so highly. Stay with us because one of these 50-cent coins might already be in your collection, and it could be worth far more than its face value. Let's get started. First up, the Queen Elizabeth II Australian 50-cent coin 1970 in uncirculated condition is a fascinating piece of numismatic history that captures a unique moment in the evolution of Australian currency, and collectors around the world are always searching for pristine examples of this coin because of its silver content and its historical importance as one of the early issues following the introduction of decimal currency in Australia, and this coin features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was designed by Arnold Machin, and this portrait is widely admired for its elegant simplicity, and it represents an era when Australia was modernizing its monetary system and transitioning from pounds, shillings, and pence to dollars and cents, which makes the coin even more meaningful for collectors who appreciate historical transitions. The 1970 50-cent coin from Australia is struck in 80% silver and 20% copper, which gives it intrinsic metal value in addition to its collectible appeal, and in uncirculated condition the coin retains its original mint luster with sharp details on both the obverse and reverse sides and no signs of wear from circulation, and this level of preservation is extremely important because even slight handling can reduce the value significantly, and collectors often look for coins that have brilliant surfaces and no scratches or marks, which can be difficult to find for coins over 50 years old. The reverse design of this coin features the Australian coat of arms, which includes the kangaroo and emu supporting a shield, and this design symbolizes national identity and pride, and the intricate details of the animals and shield are especially striking in uncirculated specimens where the design elements remain crisp and fully defined, and this is one of the key reasons why collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins in such condition, because the beauty of the design is best appreciated when the coin has not been worn down by years of use. In terms of value, the 1970 Australian 50-cent coin without mint mark in uncirculated condition can vary depending on market demand, silver prices, and the exact quality of the coin, but generally it can range from a moderate collectible price to a higher premium if the coin is graded by a professional grading service and assigned a high mint state grade, and coins that achieve grades such as MS65 or higher are particularly desirable and can command significantly higher prices in auctions and private sales. The absence of a mint mark on this coin indicates that it was produced at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, which was responsible for producing the majority of Australia coins during that time, and while the lack of a mint mark is standard for this issue, collectors still carefully examine each coin for any unusual characteristics or errors that might increase its rarity and value, such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies which can transform an already collectible coin into a highly sought-after rarity. Another important factor influencing the value of this coin is its silver content. Because the coin contains a substantial amount of precious metal, its baseline value will always be supported by the current market price of silver, and this makes it attractive not only to collectors but also to investors who are interested in acquiring tangible assets, and during periods when silver prices rise, the value of these coins can increase accordingly, providing an additional incentive for collectors to hold on to them. The history behind the 1970 50-cent coin is closely tied to the early years of decimal currency in Australia, which was introduced in 1966, and these coins represent one of the first generations of decimal issues, and as such they hold a special place in the hearts of collectors who focus on this transitional period, and owning an uncirculated example allows collectors to preserve a piece of history in its original form exactly as it left the mint more than 5 decades ago. When it comes to collecting strategies, many enthusiasts recommend purchasing the highest quality coin that one can afford because uncirculated coins tend to retain and increase their value over time better than circulated examples, and proper storage is also essential to maintaining the condition of the coin, and collectors often use protective holders or capsules to prevent exposure to air, moisture, and contaminants which could tarnish the silver surface and reduce its appeal. The popularity of Australian 50-cent coins, especially those made of silver, has grown steadily over the years as more collectors discover their historical significance and intrinsic value, and the 1970 issue continues to be a favorite among both beginner and advanced collectors due to its availability and affordability compared to rarer dates, while still offering the beauty and craftsmanship associated with silver coinage from that era. In conclusion, the Queen Elizabeth II Australian 50-cent coin from 1970 in uncirculated condition is a valuable and historically significant collectible that combines silver content, artistic design, and cultural heritage, and whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to coin collecting, this coin represents an excellent addition to any collection, and its enduring appeal ensures that it will continue to be sought after by collectors and investors for many years to come. Next up, the Queen Elizabeth II Australian 50-cent coin 1971 in uncirculated condition represents an important continuation of early decimal coinage in Australia, and collectors admire this coin for its historical significance and its connection to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and the coin reflects a period when Australia was still shaping its modern currency identity after the transition to decimal money, and this makes the 1971 issue a meaningful collectible that captures both cultural heritage and monetary evolution in a single piece. The obverse of the coin features the well-known portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, and this design is recognized for its clean and elegant style, which highlights the youthful image of the monarch, and in uncirculated condition the portrait appears sharp and fully detailed with original mint luster that has not been diminished by handling or circulation, and this pristine state is highly valued by collectors who seek coins that look exactly as they did when first struck at the mint. The reverse design displays the Australian coat of arms with the kangaroo and emu supporting a shield, and this emblem symbolizes the unity and identity of the nation, and in uncirculated examples every detail from the feathers to the shield lines remains crisp and visible, and this enhances the visual appeal of the coin, making it more desirable among collectors who appreciate both artistry and symbolism in their collections. Unlike the earlier 1966 silver version, the 1971 50-cent coin is struck in cupro-nickel rather than silver, which means it does not carry intrinsic precious metal value, but it still holds strong numismatic interest, and in uncirculated condition its value is driven primarily by collector demand, rarity in high grades, and overall eye appeal, and coins that remain free from scratches, marks, or discoloration are especially sought after in the market. The absence of a mint mark indicates production at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, and while this is standard for the issue, collectors often inspect coins closely for any unusual varieties or mint errors that could increase their value, such as double strikes, die cracks, or off-center designs, and these unique characteristics can turn an ordinary coin into a rare and valuable collectible that attracts attention from serious numismatists. In terms of market value, the 1971 Australian 50-cent coin in uncirculated condition typically commands a modest premium compared to circulated examples, but coins that achieve high mint state grades through professional grading services can see a significant increase in worth, and collectors often rely on grading scales to determine the quality of a coin, and higher graded coins are generally more desirable and can achieve better prices in auctions and private sales. The historical context of this coin adds to its appeal, as it belongs to the early years following the introduction of decimal currency in Australia, and collectors who focus on this era often seek complete sets of coins from the late 1960s and early 1970s, and the 1971 issue plays an important role in completing such collections, and owning an uncirculated example allows collectors to preserve a snapshot of that transformative period in Australian history. Proper storage and care are essential for maintaining the uncirculated condition of the coin, and collectors usually store their coins in protective holders or capsules to prevent exposure to air, moisture, and contaminants that could cause tarnishing or damage, and careful handling is also important because even minor contact can affect the surface quality and reduce the coin overall value in the eyes of collectors and grading experts. The popularity of the 1971 50-cent coin continues to grow among both beginner and experienced collectors due to its affordability and historical importance, and it serves as an accessible entry point into Australian coin collecting while still offering the satisfaction of owning a piece of early decimal currency, and its availability in uncirculated condition makes it possible for collectors to find high-quality examples with relative ease compared to rarer coins. In conclusion, the Queen Elizabeth II Australian 50-cent coin from 1971 in uncirculated condition is a collectible that combines history, design, and numismatic interest, and while it may not contain silver like earlier issues, it still holds value through its condition and significance, and it remains a worthwhile addition to any collection and a lasting reminder of Australia's journey into modern coinage that continues to attract collectors from around the world. Next up, the Queen Elizabeth II 50-cent coin of 1974 from Australia without mint mark in uncirculated condition is a fascinating piece of numismatic history that captures the attention of collectors and enthusiasts across the world. This coin represents a time when Australia was continuing to strengthen its identity while still honouring the British monarchy, and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse symbolizes continuity, tradition, and the connection between Australia and the Crown. The year 1974 is not considered one of the rarest years in the series, but coins in uncirculated condition without any mint mark stand out because of their preserved brilliance, sharp details, and original luster, which significantly increase their desirability among collectors and investors who seek coins that appear as fresh as the day they were. When discussing the value of the 1974 Australian 50-cent coin, it is important to understand that most coins from this year were produced in large numbers and circulated widely, which means that worn examples are very common and usually hold only face value or a small premium. However, an uncirculated coin without a mint mark changes the equation entirely, because collectors are always willing to pay higher prices for coins that have not been handled or damaged. These coins retain their original shine and show no signs of wear, which makes them appealing for grading and long-term investment, and depending on the grading scale used by professional services, the value can vary from a modest collectible price to a significantly higher amount if the coin is graded at the top levels such as mint state 65 or higher. The design of the coin is another factor that contributes to its appeal. The reverse features the iconic Australian coat of arms with the kangaroo and emu supporting the shield, and this design has remained consistent for many years, making it instantly recognizable. The obverse features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machine, which was used on many Commonwealth coins during that era, and collectors often appreciate the artistic detail and historical continuity of this portrait, especially when it is seen in uncirculated condition, where every line and contour is clearly visible and free from wear. This visual quality adds emotional and aesthetic value beyond the simple monetary worth. In terms of market value, the 1974 50-cent coin in uncirculated condition without mint mark typically falls into a moderate price range compared to rarer years or special commemorative issues, but it still holds solid value due to its condition, and collector demand. Prices can vary depending on the coin market trends, the grading results, and the platform where it is sold, such as auctions, online marketplaces, or coin dealers. Generally, such a coin might be valued anywhere from a few dollars to several dozen dollars, and in exceptional cases where the coin is perfectly preserved and graded at a very high level, it could reach even higher prices, especially if there is strong demand from collectors aiming to complete high-quality sets. The absence of a mint mark on Australian coins from this period usually indicates that the coin was struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, and for collectors this detail is important because it helps identify the origin and authenticity of the coin. Although mint marks are not always present on Australian coins, the knowledge of where and how the coin was produced adds an extra layer of interest and educational value for enthusiasts who enjoy studying minting processes and historical production practices. Understanding these aspects can also help collectors make informed decisions when buying or selling coins in the market. Uncirculated coins like the 1974 50-cent piece are often stored carefully in protective holders, albums, or capsules to maintain their pristine condition. Exposure to air, moisture, and handling can quickly reduce the quality of a coin and therefore its value, so collectors take great care to preserve their coins in optimal environments. This level of care ensures that coins have their coins professionally graded and encapsulated to provide an official assessment of condition, which can increase buyer confidence and potentially raise the selling price. The popularity of Australian 50-cent coins among collectors is partly due to their distinctive size and shape. The 12-sided dodecagonal design makes them unique compared to many other coins around the world, and this uniqueness adds to their appeal as collectible items. The 1974 issue fits into a broader series that includes both common circulation coins, ongoing demand for high-quality examples like uncirculated pieces without mint marks. This demand helps sustain the market value and ensures that such coins remain relevant in the numismatic community. For investors looking at coins as an alternative asset, the 1974 Australian 50-cent coin in uncirculated condition offers a combination of affordability and potential for gradual appreciation. While it may not deliver, tends to increase slowly over time as more collectors enter the market and as high-quality examples become scarcer due to loss, damage, or permanent inclusion in private collections. This gradual appreciation makes it an attractive option for beginners and experienced collectors alike. When creating a video script about this coin, it is important to engage the audience by combining historical context. Visual explanations of grading, mint marks, and market trends can make the content both educational and entertaining, and encouraging viewers to check their own coin collections for similar pieces can increase engagement and retention, making the video more successful in terms of views, watch time, and subscriber growth. In conclusion, the Queen Elizabeth II 1974 Australian 50-cent coin without mint mark in uncirculated condition represents a blend of history, artistry, and collectible value. While it may not be among the rarest coins, it still holds significant appeal for collectors due to its condition, design, and place within the broader series. By understanding its features, market value, and preservation techniques, collectors and viewers can gain a deeper appreciation for this coin and the fascinating world of numismatics, and this makes it an excellent topic for a long, engaging script that educates, inspires, and encourages people to explore the hidden treasures in their own collections. Next up, the Queen Elizabeth II 50-cent coin from 1976 from Australia is one of the most fascinating coins for collectors and investors who are passionate about rare currency and historical pieces, and this coin represents a significant part of Australian numismatic history because it carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which symbolizes an important era in the Commonwealth. And when you look at this coin in uncirculated condition, you are seeing a piece that has survived time without entering circulation, which means it has retained its original mint luster and sharp details, making it highly desirable among collectors who are always searching for coins that look almost exactly as they did when they were first produced at the mint. The design of the 1976 50-cent coin is quite distinctive because, unlike many modern coins, this particular piece has a round shape rather than the earlier dodecagonal style that was used in Australia, and this change makes the coin unique within the timeline of Australian currency, and collectors often pay close attention to design transitions like this because they mark shifts in production and national identity, and the absence of a mint mark on this coin indicates that it was struck at the Royal Australian Mint, which produced large quantities, yet finding one in perfect uncirculated condition is not very common, especially decades after its release. When discussing the value of the Queen Elizabeth II 50-cent coin from 1976, it is important to understand that condition plays a massive role in determining price, and an uncirculated coin can be worth significantly more than a circulated one because it shows no signs of wear such as scratches, fading, or contact marks, and collectors often grade coins using professional systems where uncirculated coins receive higher ratings, and higher ratings usually translate to higher market value, especially when demand is strong among collectors who are building sets of Australian decimal coins. The market value of this coin can vary depending on factors such as demand, rarity, and overall collector interest, and while the 1976 issue is not considered extremely rare, it still holds value, especially in pristine condition, and prices can range from a few dollars to much higher amounts if the coin is graded at a very high level by a professional grading service, and investors sometimes look at these coins not only as collectibles but also as long-term assets that may appreciate in value over time as fewer high-quality examples remain available in the market. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting coins like the Queen Elizabeth II 50-cent from 1976 is the possibility of discovering hidden value, because sometimes coins that appear common can become more valuable due to specific characteristics such as striking errors, unusual luster, or exceptional preservation, and collectors often examine coins under magnification to identify fine details that could increase their worth, and this process adds an element of treasure hunting to the hobby, which makes it even more engaging and rewarding for enthusiasts. For those who are interested in building a collection or even starting a focus on coin collecting, this particular coin provides an excellent topic because it combines history, design, and market value into one compelling story, and viewers are often attracted to videos that explain how to identify valuable coins and how to determine their condition and worth, and by showcasing a 1976 50-cent coin in uncirculated condition, you can educate your audience while also capturing their curiosity about the potential hidden value in their own collections. Another important detail to mention is the metal composition of the coin, which is copper nickel, and this gives the coin its characteristic silver-like appearance and durability, and over time coins that have been circulated tend to lose their shine and develop marks, but an uncirculated example will still have that original mint brilliance which collectors highly appreciate, and this brilliance can make a significant difference in how the coin is perceived and valued in the market, especially when compared side by side with lower-grade examples. Storage and preservation are also key factors when it comes to maintaining the value of a coin like this, because even a small amount of mishandling can reduce its grade and therefore its worth, and collectors often use protective holders, capsules, or albums to keep their coins safe from environmental damage such as moisture, dust, and temperature changes, and by taking proper care of a coin you can ensure that it retains its quality for many years, which is essential if you plan to sell it in the future or pass it on as part of a collection. The historical context of the 1976 50-cent coin also adds to its appeal because it represents a time when Australia was continuing to develop its identity following the introduction of decimal currency in 1966, and coins from this period reflect both tradition and modernization, and having the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the coin connects it to a broader global history that spans multiple countries and decades, making it not just a piece of currency, but also a tangible link to the past. In conclusion, the Queen Elizabeth II 50-cent coin from 1976 in uncirculated condition is a valuable and interesting piece for collectors and investors alike because it offers a combination of historical significance, attractive design, and potential financial value, and whether you are collecting for passion or profit, this coin can be a meaningful addition to your collection and a great subject for engaging that educates and inspires viewers to explore the fascinating world of coin collecting and discover the hidden treasures that may already be in their possession. Next up, the Queen Elizabeth II Australian 50-cent coin 1979 in uncirculated condition stands as a remarkable example of modern decimal coinage, and collectors across the world continue to appreciate its connection to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and its place within the broader history of Australian currency, and this coin reflects a period when the nation had fully embraced decimal money and was producing coins with consistent quality and recognizable national symbolism, which makes it an appealing collectible for both beginners and experienced numismatists. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II created by Arnold Machin, and this design is admired for its timeless elegance and simplicity, and in uncirculated condition the portrait remains sharp and detailed with original mint luster that shines across the surface, and collectors highly value such coins because they show no signs of wear and maintain the appearance they had when they were first released by the mint. On the reverse side, the coin displays the Australian coat of arms, which includes the kangaroo and emu supporting a shield, and this design is rich in national symbolism and represents the identity and unity of Australia, and in an uncirculated specimen the fine details of the animals and the shield are fully preserved, which enhances the visual appeal and desirability of the coin among collectors who appreciate intricate craftsmanship. The 1979 50-cent coin is composed of cupro-nickel, which means it does not contain silver like the earlier 1966 issue, but it still holds strong collectible value due to its condition and historical context, and uncirculated coins are particularly sought after because they are less common than circulated examples, and they offer superior aesthetic quality with clean surfaces and no damage. The absence of a mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, and this was standard for circulation coins of that era, and collectors often examine these coins closely for any unusual varieties or minting errors such as die cracks, double strikes, or off-center designs, which can increase the value significantly and make a coin stand out within a collection. In terms of value, the 1979 Australian 50-cent coin in uncirculated condition generally falls within an affordable range for most collectors, but coins that are professionally graded and achieve high mint state ratings can command higher prices, especially if they display exceptional luster and minimal imperfections, and market demand can also influence the price as more collectors seek to complete their sets of Australian decimal coins. The historical importance of this coin lies in its representation of a mature stage in Australia's decimal currency system, and by 1979 the designs and production processes had become well established and consistent, and this coin serves as a reminder of that stability and progress, making it an interesting piece for those who study the development of modern coinage. Collectors often recommend acquiring uncirculated coins whenever possible because they tend to retain their value better over time, and proper storage is essential to preserve the condition, and collectors typically use protective holders or capsules to shield the coin from environmental factors such as moisture, air, and physical contact, which could otherwise lead to tarnishing or surface damage. The popularity of Australian 50-cent coins from the 1970s continues to grow as collectors recognize their historical significance and accessibility, and the 1979 issue is particularly appealing because it is relatively easy to find in high grades while still offering the satisfaction of owning a well-preserved piece of Australian numismatic history. In conclusion, the Queen Elizabeth II Australian 50-cent coin from 1979 in uncirculated condition is a valuable collectible that combines historical significance, artistic design, and numismatic appeal, and it remains a strong choice for collectors looking to expand their collections with coins that represent the evolution of Australia's currency system and its enduring connection to the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Thanks for watching.